So go live. Excellent, go live. Here we go. So it is kicking off. We are having some trouble, people. So if you can hear us, let us know.
Please tell us. If
Please
not,
tell us,
tell us as well. Because that could be awkward.
Oh,
no, I can hear you fine.
Okay.
Wait. I can hear you. I need to wait for me now. Don't talk.
Oh, okay. Maybe it was something to do with my MacBooks going through. Is Bluetooth going through a different device?
Do you understand what "don't talk" means?
I know what the problem is with my.
No,
Sorry.
I can hear us.
It's fine. My MacBook was connecting to my Bluetooth headphones, hence the crackliness. It was never your internet connection, Liam. I'm so sorry.
Tech experts here, guys.
Tech experts, welcome to Tech Tuesday, and we have just overcome a hurdle. If you connect these Sennheiser headphones to two devices at the same time, one of them will crackle, it won't pop, and it won't snap. So, oh, he's not even laughing. Welcome, we are the Balding, we are the Balding Gamers, and you are here for a successful so far Tech Tuesday, and we've got some juicy content and a few questions to, I suppose, end the year with. Let's just pop those up.
Christmas tech.
Christmas tech. Oh, we should have done like a
What's your favourite bit of Christmas tech?
Favourite bit of Christmas tech? In what respect? Like that? What I'd like to have as a.
Catch that. Could you try again?
Not talking to you, Siri.
Siri has also been listening in on me, apparently. Like tech that I'd like to get for Christmas, or
no. Specifically Christmas-related tech.
Is there such a thing?
Well, the lights on your tree.
Okay, the singing.
I don't know. Fairy lights. That's what they're
singing Santas. They're like cuddly ones.
That's tech.
And you press them and you go, deck the halls with bells of holly.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
What's your favourite piece of Christmas tech then?
Probably fairy lights.
Fairy lights, brilliant. Okay, boom. That was an epic question from Liam there. Obviously, throughout the show, if you have any questions for us, pop them in the chat. If you have anything,
and obviously, if they can be as mundane as anything.
Yeah, exactly. It's about the community. It's about you guys enjoying, because obviously you're all locked in your houses, and we're the only people you can speak to right now. At least that's how I like to think of this.
We're the only people who aren't locked down right now. And we're still not together.
No, you see that black bar? That's just... I can't do it.
No.
There it
what
is.
side am I on?
That's it, yeah. Come on, touch my finger. Come on. Oh, your hand's in me.
Too deep.
Okay, so topics for today. We've got a few of them. First one, continuing from the drama of last week, is that Cyberpunk 2077 got pulled from the PlayStation Store by Sony.
Yes, I mean, that's a pretty big step, isn't it? I feel like they're throwing a bit of a paddy, but if it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
And in recent history, I can't remember a game having this done to it.
No, I'm sure there's been more broken games before.
Yeah, but specifically on PlayStation.
Yeah,
we played it on PC.
I'm sure there's been more broken ones on console before, but I think they've pulled it as we're not refunding anyone else.
Yeah, I think so. There's probably a cost incurred, or a massive cost incurred, of having to refund that many transaction fees and everything. So, yeah, that's interesting.
I wonder if CD Projekt Red said to Microsoft and Sony, we're going to let everyone refund who's got a last gen console. Because I don't think they would have. I think they've just went, that's your legal rights.
Yeah, I think apparently they got torn apart in their sort of Q&A that they had with developers and workers and everything. And one of the things that was addressed was the fact that obviously they had their announcement where they said, you know what, if you're dissatisfied with the game and it's not working for you, then you can get a refund. And if you struggle to get a refund through the channel you bought it through, then come direct through to CD Projekt Red. So I think after that, because they acknowledged that they didn't actually have a process or a plan in place for it, that they kind of probably had to go to the likes of Sony and Microsoft and say, we're offering refunds. And the safe bet, I guess, in terms of image for likes of Sony is just to pull it from your store until it's fixed.
Yeah, I mean, it makes CD Projekt Red look better as well. Fair dues to them. But yeah, it's a bit of a... I wouldn't want to play on PS4. I've got a PS4, and I wouldn't want to play a game that bad. So I think it is kind of a good thing. Imagine getting that for Christmas and then playing just a broken game. Just do your day in.
I think that's probably one of the worst things because there's going to be so many people who have it wrapped up right now, and you know, parents buying it for kids and just all of that. Where they're not necessarily going to have the knowledge that this gift that I've just bought somebody is broken and it's not going to run. And how many disappointed people are there going to be on Christmas Day that go to play Cyberpunk on their PlayStation or their Xbox?
Fair few. Was that an actual question?
There was
I can't give you an answer.
I would like an actual number, but
2007.
2007, Jesus, that's but that's going to be disastrous for their image as well. Those people that are getting it, and especially if you know you're getting it for Christmas, I'm not going to watch anything about the game. I'm going to avoid all spoilers, and then you power it up, and there's going to be people like that. And also, Microsoft kind of followed suit. They didn't pull it from the store, but they have announced that they will be offering full refunds for everybody. So, yeah, this is the launch that keeps on giving. It really, really is.
I still think they'll turn it around. I have a friend who tried to refund it on Microsoft, but they tried to refund it before the CD Projekt Red said they will refund everyone.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And Microsoft said no to the refund. And then the next day they were like, yeah, we'll refund everything. But because they already said no, it started like a massive issue because they were like, no, we said no. I think it's been resolved now after about 5 phone calls. But like phone calls, not even emails, phone calls. But that's another issue people have had.
Yeah, that's frustrating. And obviously, you know, as we said, it's the gift that keeps on giving at the moment, or the launch that keeps on giving. Apparently CD Projekt Red's investors are now looking at suing the company for misleading them and misleading the public about the state of launch. So literally up until launch day, the management team and all internally were saying, you know, the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox versions, they run perfectly fine. It's fine, nothing to worry about. And there were little bits kind of leaking out that it wasn't necessarily as good as people were hoping it to be. So, as you can imagine, from an investor standpoint, this is...
You know, I've got a solution for CD Projekt Red. Can you remember when Final Fantasy 15 came out on mobile? And they just did all those silly graphics.
Yeah, they're like Chiblis.
Just do that.
Okay.
Do that.
Nice. I like
it.
Yeah.
If
Straight
that
from the horse's mouth.
Give us money. CD Projekt, not people watching CD Projekt Red.
Okay, what about a 2D version, like Stardew Valley 2077?
Imagine a 2D.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't make the world any less shallow because it's already one of the most shallow open worlds I've ever played. But yeah, enough about that. And also, speaking of the gift that keeps on giving, apparently if your save file goes above 8 megabytes, you will. There's a chance you'll have a permanent corruption to that file and lose all of your progress because, you know, bugs.
Why not? Yeah.
So, why not?
So for save file to get that big, how much would you need to do? Because we're similar in the case of we don't play games that much anymore. We struggle to play for long times. How many hours is 8 megabytes?
It's not necessarily hours. It's more that if you craft a lot of items and you hoard your items and everything. So apparently it's every time you create an item or craft an item, it then gives it its own unique values and stuff like that. And because it has its stats, it then saves that on a file. And even when you sell it or you basically dismantle that item, it still has to save the information for it.
So this is a lesson to hoarders.
Yeah, don't be a hoarder.
Hoard.
Don't be a cyber hoarder. You be a
Never
cyber hoarder. No, because that's just one way to lose all your progress, and you don't want to do that.
I'd be upset. I've played it for about 10 hours, and it's a good game because there's different choices, so it's forcing you to do different playthroughs. It's actually a good. It's a bonus. It's not a bug.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. That's. Oh. That would be frustrating. So I guess save multiple times, and that's one way to hopefully avoid that sort of issue.
Fingers crossed.
So anyone who's watching, you know, are you playing Cyberpunk? Are you enjoying it? What are your experiences so far? Liam's having a pretty good experience.
No bugs for me.
No,
actually, no. The last time I played it, the game crashed, and I had to restart it.
Nice.
I lost about an hour's gameplay.
Oh, don't you quick save?
It does, but like for where it crashed, I went back to the beginning of the mission I was doing.
Fun times, yeah. And I had a very different experience in the fact that I had audio bugs and graphical glitches, and then a whole entire corrupted game that I had to reinstall. So yeah, I've refunded it for the time being until it's fit for playing. So let us know in the comments: are you enjoying the game? Are you playing it? Have you found any weird bugs? I've just been watching so many like GTA comparisons to Cyberpunk comparisons, and just no. We'll move swiftly on. So, a next bit of news, and this is, I mean, this really matters to nobody, but I thought it was fun to throw in there. The Queen's speech will be on Alexa this year. You know,
Can we interact with the Queen via Alexa?
No, absolutely not. Why would that be a thing?
Alexa, take the Queen's crown off.
Whoa, where are you going with this? We need to be careful.
Really, that's what I said.
Yeah, because it was Daniel Craig will be kicking down your door, and
Why?
yeah, because he's James Bond. He guards the Queen.
That's his job. I've not watched any James Bond before. Is he just there, like, with one of those big hats on?
It's a really boring set of films. He's just stood there.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you're obviously into the Queen's speech, you'll be able to listen to it on Alexa. You know, you could have surround sound. You can have her speaking in every room, but no, you can't interact with her. Yes, moving swiftly on from that one then before Liam gets us banned off YouTube for whatever reason. If you are treason reason. If you are a Halo fan and you're still playing on the Xbox 360 for some reason, all of the online services for that will be getting shut down by December 2021. They've already removed the game from sale apart from its DLC, so it's not really coming as much of a surprise. And if you're still playing on 360, it's time to upgrade. Probably not to Xbox One with Cyberpunk, because that won't work. But you know what? There's another generation that you might be able to get your hand on once, scalpers go away.
It's the end of an era, isn't it? Like, Xbox, it's the end of Xbox 360. That was what Well, I never had an Xbox 360, but all my friends did. And that's my generation's console of teenageness.
That seemed like you were going into such a sad story then.
No, I had a PS3.
Okay. Yeah, my friends
Grew up on the streets.
had a console.
I'm Aladdin.
I know you're Aladdin. Jesus, wow. Moving very swiftly on from that. But mind you, who's still playing the 360? Maybe kids.
You've got a 360, don't you?
No.
Oh.
that was awkward.
Now, I'm sure people will be playing. Some people can't afford new consoles or just don't want them. So, to still have your 360 and just like to play those old nostalgic games. You'll get the people who are crazy good on Halo. They could snipe you. 360 no scope.
But then they could just play it on a newer console.
But more people be playing. It'd be more difficult.
Fair enough. Does it have crossplay? I have no idea if it has crossplay.
I don't know.
God knows.
Someone tell us. Someone let
us know in the comments, because we don't know. We don't know. I've not played a 360 in a long, long time, but mine died. I always had the red ring of death.
That was a thing. Yeah.
And then you had to wrap it in a towel and put it in a hot place, and it would normally fix it.
Was it a thermal paste thing?
Yeah, it was to do.
Okay.
It's something to do with the heat and the GPU, which caused the red ring of death. And
so, like, if you get a red ring, bring it to a sauna.
Just a sauna. Yes, I was thinking steam room. So,
oh.
No, we're fine. Don't do it. You'd get some odd looks, but yes, that fixed it back in the day. The Xbox 360 was a very faulty device. So next one, this one's an interesting one, although I think a lot of people are taking it out of context. So reports are coming out that Microsoft are currently working on their own ARM chips. So obviously we have very recently seen Apple move across to their own ARM chips. That sounded really weird, their own ARM chips. In their Mac lineup, and it's all their M1 silicon chips, and they're absolutely blowing things out of the water, and it's made a very big splash. So the next thing is that Microsoft are doing this, and naturally you would kind of expect them to. And a lot of people seem to be like, oh great, this is brilliant, they're going to be going into the Surface lineup, but it seems to be more of a data center move, so in their own servers, and obviously powering their data centers to have that low power, high performance. So we shall see, but it would be very interesting if it is. Obviously, you'd hope that technology and what they do in the data center would then trickle down to the Surface lineup, because they've moved Windows to ARM, and it sucks. the Surface Pro X is being outperformed by Windows running hacked on the M1 Max, and that's not good. That's not good.
No. Do you think? I don't know much about this. If they improve servers, will that help with cloud gaming, like Microsoft-based cloud gaming?
Yeah, of course it would. But Microsoft are currently sinking their servers to the bottom of the ocean, which is an interesting move.
Oh, there's one off Scotland, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw them dig that up.
Yes,
Don't know why.
And I suppose that's probably going to be the next stage of computing is going to be cloud computing, cloud gaming. There's so many things that are now moving into the cloud because internet connections get better. We've got 5G, so you're going to be able to always have a very strong internet connection, unless, of course, you're on a UK network, because all of them seem to always be at capacity, which just boggles the mind. But yes, internet, cloud gaming, cloud computing, all of that seems to be the way forward. So hopefully, again, if they can, if you can get lower powered, higher performance, naturally that should, I guess, translate into better.
We're moving towards the end of physicality. Like for the PS5, they've got a digital only version. Yep. And a non-disc version. I know it's not the same, but like with the cloud game and everything, it's only going to be like a decade or so until there's just not stuff.
Physical media.
I started well, didn't I?
You did.
And then it went.
Yeah, and that's probably one thing for everyone to debate. Let us know in the comments what your thoughts on that are, because I personally, I don't know, I like to physically own certain things, but actually the consumption of it is so much easier when it's digital.
Yeah, like this is my first gaming PC, and I always liked owning the discs for my consoles. But like on PC, like their sales are so quick. Like you just buy them, they're all here. They're not physical, and it's better for the planet as well. Let's face it. All those discs, all that plastic.
Exactly, so the supply chain issues and everything.
Exactly.
And I suppose as well, hopefully you'll be able to get to a stage at some point in the relatively near future where your device is ultimately just a screen and some basic computing bits inside of it, and most of the heavy lifting is done on the cloud. So that way, again, they're having to invest less into manufacturing and building out these new features that are going into some of these phones, laptops, and tablets. You can literally just choose the screen that you want, powered through the cloud. So, Shadow, I can't even remember the name of the company. I think it is just Shadow Gaming. But that's an interesting service, very similar to like NVIDIA GeForce Now, Microsoft xCloud. But the fact is you basically rent your own gaming PC that's in the cloud, and it streams everything to pretty much any device that you want it to. So that's that sort of step there.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's still a little bit way to go, but I would I think I'd be happy to go for it. Like that's the only good thing the best thing about physical things is you can resell it.
Yep.
So apart from that, I'm happy for the digital overlords to come and rule.
That's it. And obviously, as long as you don't hoard too much, because if your life gets over 8 megabytes,
my life won't.
That's good. My only concern with obviously the digital age, and obviously everything being digital, is everyone's going to push that towards subscription services very quickly. I mean, they already are. Netflix came and it was like, okay, this is, at first it was limited and then it started to take off. And then obviously Amazon came along with Prime. And now obviously we have Disney, Hulu, all these American ones that just seem to be coming. There seems to be a streaming service for everything. It's like a new TV show gets announced by one of the networks. It's like, oh, you can watch this on our streaming service for $7.99 a month. And it's like, okay, well, can I buy it? Nope. No, you've got to stream it and say, okay, great. And now, see, Microsoft with Xbox Game Pass, right now it's, this is great, but then how long is it before Epic come out with their own Game Pass?
Yeah, definitely.
Steam do something like that, and especially when you start having all these games, Stadia, however you pronounce it, is a prime example of that. If you subscribe to their game streaming service, you'll get access to their games library. It's all moving towards that stage, and once everything becomes so digital, you just
that is a downside. And I really dislike right now if the price of a digital film, if you want to buy it, is the same as buying a physical film.
Yeah,
which to me boggles the mind, because surely you can make it at least 25% cheaper, because there's no manufacturing, you're just kind of sending it out.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
the same with books. If you buy an ebook, they're always cheaper by quite a long shot than the physical book.
Yeah.
So it
Like,
does exist in certain types of media, but a lot of it just doesn't seem to.
yeah, well, we'll see.
We'll see.
2021?
We're about to go
2020
into...
feels like I've missed so much of this year. I don't know which year we're in, but 2021, maybe we'll see it.
I don't think it'll happen that quickly. I think we're definitely on the way there, but I think infrastructure has a long way to catch up. And I think, personally, COVID has put a lot of strain on the existing, at least in the UK anyway. I'm not too sure about the rest of the world, but I always hear horror stories about American broadband and the infrastructure there. But
Yeah.
in the UK, literally on the sort of like first couple of weeks when everybody was working from home, the internet providers just could not cope at all, and everything was just downscaled and bandwidth was limited. And I just think this year has been a year of change where our infrastructure has got to kick up its arse, and it's a case of it's going to be a good couple of years before they can really build that out to actually sustain the rest of it to come.
Yeah, but like fingers crossed it'll be for start.
Fingers crossed. It has to be. We're kind of entering a new age. A new age brought to you by the Bolden Gamers. We didn't cause it. Just throw that
The
out
sign
there.
of COVID is hair loss. It's not. It's not.
Oh my god!
I don't think so.
Next story. So by 2024, Apple are apparently gunning to have the Apple Car available with some new innovative and revolutionary battery technology.
Oh. My issue with electric cars has always been charging the car. Just like if you petrol car, what 5 minutes,
Yep.
and your tank's full. Electric car, I think the quickest is like an hour and a half now. I could be wrong.
So with the Tesla like super duper chargers, not entirely sure. Obviously they have the supercharging network, and then there's like this.
And then there's the
crazy
super duper
fast-
charging network.
The super duper charger network. I believe that's down to like 10 to 15 minutes to fully
Okay.
charge it. So
How many of them are around the world?
probably not many, but I can't remember what county it is in the UK, but we've just had like the first just all electric charging station open.
Oh,
I mean,
didn't know. I'm gonna guess near London.
Probably, I think it's like
Yeah.
Cambridge or something like that. And we're moving towards that. And obviously, again, there's so many different governments that are bringing in legislature to blah blah blah. You know the word. Bringing
I won't
that-
try to say it.
Good. They're bringing this into law that obviously normal petrol cars will no longer be able to be sold within like the next 10 years. So
Yeah, I thought 2025 or 2035 for the UK. One of those. That's
they
going
brought
to
it
be
forward.
the
It
end.
was 2035, and I believe it's now 2030. So by the year
Okay.
2030, you won't be able to buy a petrol or a diesel engine car. It will need to be some kind of renewable energy source. So obviously, the infrastructure needs to be getting built, and it is getting built. You know, you travel the length of the country. There's so many service stations that have like Tesla charging stations, electric charging stations. So we're getting there. And if Apple's claim, obviously, they have some innovative, revolutionary batteries that you probably have to buy separately because it's Apple. It could be interesting. That we know from experience that Apple aren't the first out of the gate with pretty much anything that they do. They tend to take the time, watch markets, see how it goes. And they're not going to have the usual advantages with this. So although they charge, a premium for a lot of their devices, it's still in the ballpark of couple of £1,000 to buy one of their, like a Mac or an iPhone. To buy an electric car, especially with an Apple price premium on it, is going to be a lot of money. So they're going to have to do a lot of things right. It's not going to be just people having a bit of an impulse buy that they're loyal to Apple, so therefore they buy it. But it will be interesting to see.
It'll look slick. At least it'll have that. It will look good.
It will look slick. It will have all the extras sold separately.
Yeah, you can talk to Siri when you're driving. Siri will talk to you randomly when you're driving. That'll be fun.
Exactly, yeah. Probably pull you over. You'll need to buy your wheels separately because, you know, Apple, and you'll need a subscription service to run it. But
they'll put a new lead which doesn't plug into any of the new stations around the country.
It'll charge on Lightning only. So I'm intrigued, and my big hope from this is if they are working on some crazy battery technology at the moment that is going to run this electric car, that again, they're just working on crazy new innovative battery technology for the whole of their electronics, so their Macs, their iPhones, their iPads, and we'll see that mirrored across all of their devices, because that would be exciting. We haven't seen anything major in battery technology in forever. We're still using the same batteries, and it's just not great.
No, needs a change. Needs a futuristic change.
Needs a
or modern
futuristic-
change.
Either way, we want change. We demand it. So yes. Oh, look at that. We shall see. So the last bit of news we've got on here for you Pokemon fans is the level 40 cap has been removed. Yeah. Yay.
I think I got to level 36.
I'm level 40. I'm halfway through to 41. It's so now the difference is there is a lot more than just getting experience to level up to like level 41. You also have to complete different tasks, and it sets you different challenges that you need to do as well in order to be able to do that. And then you get some kind of fun-fangled way of leveling your Pokemon past that level cap stage. So be interesting to see how that all goes. There is a double XP event going on at the moment. They've just launched a new generation of Pokemon into Pokemon Go as well. So if you are a Pokemon Go player, there's a lot happening in the game right now. It might be worth a revisit for you.
COVID stopped Pokemon Go for me because I just wasn't leaving the house that much, and then once you stop playing it,
it's hard to get back
I just
into.
forgot to like carry on. So hopefully I might go back into it.
Yeah, the only reason I got back into it was because they'd announced that they were removing this cap a few months ago, so I started playing it for a little while, and I've got a Pokestop literally just outside my house.
Wow. I've got one at the duck pond.
Nice.
Not my duck pond.
I was going to say, Liam lives on an estate, a big, grand thing. It's like Downton Abbey or something like that. So that's it for our news, but we've lined up a few of our fun-fangled favourite questions, and be free to ask your own as we answer a few of these. Let's start off with, so first one is, what was our favourite game that we played in 2020? So this doesn't have to be a game that was launched in 2020, it's just a game that we played, enjoyed. Liam, you go first.
Well, I kind of see where you go with what you've just said.
No, I'm not going to say
I don't know. I really
It's not going to be
struggle
Destiny.
Yeah. What do you say?
I'm not going to say Destiny if that's what you thought I was going with.
No, I thought you were going to say Battlefield 4.
No.
Oh. For me, it might be Battlefield 4 because I think it is the one I've played the most and enjoyed the most, and I think I've progressed the most. The other one, no, I'm just looking at my games now. I thought of another one. I've got three.
Okay, you can have three.
Battlefield 4, just for we play that together and it's fun. It's just good crack while we're doing it. Sea of Thieves, I've really enjoyed this year. It's a couple of years old now, but I've got more into it. I've got the hang of it. But Death Stranding, it's just a nice, relaxing game, and then you get attacked by a lion squid. And if you know me, I hate squid.
Yeah, he does hate squid.
So I don't like that. But it's just such a good game, and it's one of those games which I couldn't suggest to anyone to play. Because it's a walking simulator. Yeah. But it is amazing, and I got a lot of time out of it, and I just really enjoyed it. So.
Fair enough. Awesome. So also as well, anyone else in the comments who wants to answer this question, by all means, feel free to take part. So I've probably got two games then, since you had three,
Make it fair.
First one is going to make some people watching this very, very angry. It's not Cyberpunk. But yes, this will make a few people angry. Is Resident Evil 3 Remake.
Oh, is that because you finished it?
It's because I finished it. And it wasn't... So we did a review of this, and it wasn't worth the initial launch price. It launched at full game cost, but it felt more like a DLC. But the thing that I really enjoyed about this game was it was non-stop. There was something happening literally from the moment you started the game right through to the end. It was just constant story, playing through it. and it was just a good fun game. Mechanically it worked well. It was great fun to play. The shooting mechanics were good. There wasn't enough exploration, but it never got dull. And normally what I tend to find is that even if I'm enjoying a game, you kind of hit those kind of downtime bits where it just gets a bit slow and I quickly lose interest. And then compared to like Resident Evil 2, which again I really enjoyed, but you just kind of hit a stage where it's a bit dull and slow and kind of grindy. Resident Evil 3 didn't have that, and if you can pick it up at sort of like a bargain cost or in one of the sales, yeah, absolutely one of my favourite games of the year.
Fair enough, yeah. That's kind of like the opposite of the game I picked, weirdly. Like, action non-stop as Death Stranding. Not much
just walking
action.
simulator. And then my other game is another Capcom one, but Monster Hunter. And this is, again, I think we both bought this when it first came out on PC, if you remember.
Yes. Yeah.
And we both had good intentions that we were going to play it. And I remember playing a few hours, and I really hated it. I couldn't get into it. I didn't enjoy it. The gameplay, the mechanic, and everything about it was just a little bit too much for me. But then I gave it a go this year, played with a group of friends, and I've got like 215 hours in it now. Yeah, that's and for me to put that much into a game, that's a big thing, and I really enjoy it. It's so rewarding when you get into it, and Liam has recently got back into it as well. And
yeah, I was tempted to say Monster Hunter, but I don't enjoy it to the level like you enjoy it. Yeah, it's still, I've come in very much a noob. Sean's got 200 hours. I've just checked. I've got 30 hours.
Yeah,
I mean 30 hours.
That's a lot for you.
Still a long time.
Yeah.
But it is good. It's just getting to the grips of things. But I'm very much like, I do things which are too difficult, and I just let Sean and everyone else just fight the body while I just hide.
He does. So yeah, 2 Capcom games there for me. But yeah, it's a really good fun game, and once you get past that initial learning curve and just kind of some of the jarring ways it plays, it's such a good fun game. Really, especially if you've got a group of friends.
Yeah. It's very much I would say I could only play it with friends.
Yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't want to play it on my own. I think I'll just get very, very bored of it very quickly. So next question is the favourite tech you have used in 2020. And again, this doesn't have to necessarily have been launched in 2020, but what's your favourite bit of technology you've used?
I want you to answer first, because I think mine's going to be a very dull answer, effectively.
Fair enough.
So I want to hear what yours is, and while you're saying, it might trigger something in my head.
Okay, so I have 2. My actual favourite that I've used and I continue to use is my MacBook Pro 16-inch. And I just go watch my other videos on it, because I go into much further detail there. But it feels like it's the first MacBook that Apple got right in a very long time. It was the first time, and it kind of was the bit where the tides changed with Apple and their approach to Macs. So beforehand, we were getting awful MacBooks from them with butterfly keyboards, and somebody in Apple really needs to just kind of be pushed out of a window and got rid of that abysmal monstrosity. But then the MacBook Pro 16-inch came, and we got a proper scissor keyboard on it, detached escape key, which was something that people liked. It was powerful, and it delivered on so many fronts, and it's my daily driver, and I use it for pretty much everything. It has an Intel chip in it, so it runs very hot. It's probably contributing to global warming with the amount of heat it puts out, and at times those fans mean it's going to take off. But it's still like probably my favourite bit of tech. But my other one, we did a video on this as well, was the Lenovo Duet IdeaPad, the little kind of detachable Chromebook that we unboxed and reviewed. And I really liked it. It's like 279 quid, and it is a 10-inch tablet running Chrome. It includes the keyboard with a trackpad and a little case with a kickstand on it. It's like a little mini Microsoft Surface, and all in all, it's a good device for anybody who just needs something that, they're going to be out and about and they need to do a little bit of work on. You can do your email, you can do your word processing, you can do your web browsing, and then come back to your desktop. It's almost disposable at that price, and it did a pretty damned good job for what it was. And the only downside that I had is I just wished there was a more expensive version of it for about 100 quid extra that had a more powerful processor in there, because that could legitimately be most people's out of the house, out of the office daily driver.
That's 2 very good answers.
Of course they were. They came from me. No, okay, that killed it.
So I really don't know for me. Like, I want to say my PC again. I think I said it last year.
I think you did say it last year.
Like, especially during lockdown. For
Yeah.
me, like I've had 4 months of lockdown, not together, and I've spent so much time on the PC just playing games. But I'll exclude the PC. But
Okay.
I will say what I just love the idea of doing it up bit by bit.
Yeah.
That's something I really like about it. You can buy a new processor and then a new motherboard and a new graphics card, and you constantly evolve on your PC. But linked to that, I really like my new monitor, and I think the difference between a 60 hertz refresh rate to 144 hertz refresh rate is miles different. So same size, still a 32-inch monitor. This one's got a curved screen, which I don't think adds that much, to be perfectly honest. But the actual playing games is just so much smoother, and it just feels like a nicer experience. Everything I do on it, even this conversation, looks better on this and just seems a bit quicker. And new monitor. I would tell you the name of it, but who knows what monitor's name is? No one. Just smash the keyboard, you'll find a monitor.
Fair enough. Yeah, and I think that's a pretty good one, because so you've recently upgraded to that. I've still got a 60 hertz monitor, and it's definitely one thing that's on my list of upgrades in the future, because
your monitor is part radiator as well.
It is part radiator. It puts out more heat than an Intel chip puts out, and that's saying
it is
something.
Crazy hot.
Oh, so yeah, that's a good one.
But
yeah, nice. So the last one, unless the audience has any other questions for us, is the game you are most looking forward to I put in 2020.
Yeah, I know.
So not
I like
the past
it.
yet. So in 2021.
Breath of the Wild 2. You know, if it comes out, get out.
No.
You're a weirdo. But I just love Zelda.
Yeah, he does. He loves Zelda.
I absolutely love Zelda. I always have from a young age. I'm kind of at a point where I don't get excited about games. Like Cyberpunk, even though I got into the hype and everything, I never got excited about it. I bought it. I wasn't disappointed by it because I wasn't that excited about it. But I really enjoyed Breath of the Wild. I thought it was one of the best games of 2018. When did it come out?
Older than that, isn't it? It came out with the original
2017.
2017, yeah. Is it not further? It could even be further than that. 2016. We're just going back now.
Yeah.
Got audience help us out. When did Breath of the Wild come out? Was it 20? Why you explain?
I think 2017.
I'm gonna
have a look. But I absolutely loved it. I loved the story they made. But I don't want to play Hyrule Warriors 2 because I don't like that type of gameplay where it explains the 100 years before. But I just want to evolve that storyline and get more into the storyline of Ganon, him getting resurrected. It looks creepy as. And my favorite Zelda game of all time is Majora's Mask, and this seems to be Majora's Mask to. Oh no, I've said it wrong. This seems to be, Majora's Mask to the Breath of the Wild Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm looking forward to.
3rd of March, 2017.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
that's what I said.
So there you go. There we go. Yeah, and it's a good choice. I mean, it's definitely a game that a lot of people seem to absolutely adore. And, you know, admittedly, I just could never get into it. I just always felt it was a bit empty.
There's a lot of things wrong with it. You know, if it wasn't Zelda, I still would have liked it a lot. But being Link added a lot to it.
Okay, fair enough. So ideally, number 2 is the one you're most looking forward to.
Yes.
If it happens.
If
Cool.
it happens,
If it
we'll
happens.
see.
Mine is also an if it happens, because it seems to be in development hell, but I'm really looking forward to Dying Light 2. And I'm very similar to Liam in the fact that I don't really get excited by that many games just because there's so much hype for them and then they land and then it's a bit like, well, that was disappointing. So, yeah, Dying Light 2 for me, and it was meant to be here by now. And did we speak about this last week?
We did speak about it
last week. And I'm just really excited about it. It was such a good, fun 4-player co-op game. And that and Monster Hunter World 2, although that's not been announced. There is the new...
You just made up a game.
You just made up a game.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. Breath of the
Breath of
Wild
Wild
2. It's not been
there's been
announced.
trailers for it. There has been.
There has not been.
It has been. Sorry, I'm getting high pitched.
He is. He's getting... Audience, has there been? Breath of the
There has
Wild
been. They've released a pre-trailer for it.
2.
Maybe it might not come out in 2021, but it has been announced. Watch your face, everyone.
Yeah, 2019 E3. They did a teaser for it.
Yep.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
Was that
So
Sean? What do you need to say?
I'm very sorry, Liam. I didn't mean to accuse you of such terrible things, but Monster Hunter World 2 is going to happen. But the new Monster Hunter Rise is coming out from the Nintendo Switch, which I'm intrigued by, and I suppose that's probably, I guess, a real game that isn't stuck in development hell that I'm kind of excited for, because Chris also has a Nintendo Switch. I'll probably avoid getting it for about 3 days, just because it's hard enough at the moment to be like, oh yeah, I'm not going to do any gaming. But on the Switch, it's just so easy to pick up and play, and all it's going to take is a message from Chris, and you'll probably end up getting it when I get it.
Yeah, I'll fall to it.
We'll all
Is
end
it
up
meant
with
to be
it.
more Pokemon-like? I was reading a bit about it, and it's not. It was a while ago, but it's a bit like a combination of Pokemon and Monster Hunter, so it's not.
Yeah,
You
so
probably know more than I do.
the first one that they did came out quite a while ago. You can get it on iPhone and iPad as well, and I had it for a bit, and it was you kind of tamed different monsters, and you fought them against other monsters, and you also fought as well. So it was very much like a Pokemon, whereas this is kind of, it looks as though they've just got Monster Hunter World and that old style gun, and they had a baby. Yeah, there we go.
That's how babies are made.
So yeah, you got taught something today. So it looks as though there's a combination of them both. So you can have that kind of Pokemon-esque type gameplay, and also Monster Hunter. It's probably very addictive.
Another game I'm kind of looking forward to, which I think the beta is out now, so technically 2020 to go with your note.
Oh, okay, yeah, good.
It's Back 4 Blood, and it's meant to be Left 4 Dead 3.
Oh, that does look good. Yeah.
I've not played. We tried playing Left 4 Dead 2, and it's just a bit age for us. But I've not played Left 4 Dead with a group of friends before. Don't feel sorry for me. I was very popular growing up. But I'm looking forward to playing that with Sean and our friends, and properly getting into a game like that again. I feel like we could sink a lot of hours into it.
Definitely.
So I'm looking forward to that.
All the gameplay that I've watched of that so far looks really interesting, and it's definitely up your street because it's got a deck building. So you have a set of cards.
Oh.
So basically how it works is you have, it's almost like Dungeons and Dragons meets Hearthstone meets Left 4 Dead. You've got a deck of cards, and you have all your different specialities, and each time you get to a safe house to progress through to the next bit of the level, you draw another card for a different type of ability that it gives you.
Sean.
Yeah, here we go. Here he goes.
Dirty to me.
But at the same time, obviously, the Dungeon Master type thing draws a corruption card, which then causes different things to... Yeah.
This sounds amazing.
That's it. It's a very different take, and I like that because they haven't obviously sat on the laurels and gone, you know what, we helped develop Left 4 Dead, and this is spiritual successor, so we're just going to make Left 4 Dead updated. They've gone, let's put a different spin on that, and that seems really intriguing.
Really good. How much is it? I'm going to look now.
No, oh god, here he goes. Yeah, and I think you can get the beta or the alpha at the moment, can't you? But seems relatively
I'll wait till
limited.
it's fully released. After
Yeah.
Cyberpunk, let's wait till games are made.
Yes, definitely. Don't pre-order. Do not pre-order.
Oh, it's £50. Oh my. Oh.
And bear in mind, this is the same developers that made Evolve, which again was a very good game, but it had so much DLC that absolutely destroyed it. And
did it become free to play eventually, and then they just
I think so.
stopped?
It ended up becoming a disaster, despite being a good game underneath it all. They just got greedy with it. So hold off. Don't pre-order games. We should have learnt our lessons. And I suppose another game I'm going to throw in there is the Callistico Protocol.
Is that the
Dead Space-esque one?
Yeah, that looks good.
That looks interesting, and some reason it's set in the PUBG universe.
When Sean told me that, I thought he was joking. I thought he was confused to what I was saying. I said, "What? Oh, I don't understand it."
Yeah, so it pretty much looks like its own standalone game, very much a spiritual successor to Dead Space. It looks really exciting and fun. It's meant to be, the developers are saying that they're really gunning for this being the most terrifying game experience that you'll ever have. And then afterwards it's like, oh yeah, and it's set in the same universe as PUBG. And it's like,
do you reckon that's just for money?
That's got to be just for money, just for publicity. And it must be that the publisher has turned around and said, yeah, you know what, we're going to throw a stack of money at you to fund your game, But because we publish PUBG, can we try giving that a bit of a storyline, please?
Hopefully it doesn't interfere too much.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, I'm sure you won't
yeah.
see. There, fingers crossed, like you said, there's just going to be a stupid few Easter eggs in there. Like,
And like you said, it's
that
pure
character's
single
name.
player. Like, it's not multiplayer. It's meant to be a pure single player game. So, fingers crossed, man.
Yeah, fair enough. That's it. So, yeah, that's it from us. And, unless you guys have got any questions in the comments, we've got obviously Mystic is saying that the double egg is working, but he said that at the beginning, so it's always good.
Thanks,
that,
Chris.
Yeah, double eggs are working. We do. Oh, we're
Which
moving
side?
in sync.
Which side are we on?
Doing
Can we
which
touch
side?
egg? I can't tell. I can't see what you're seeing.
Can you not? Oh, yeah, we were touched egg. It was beautiful. It was kind of
Touched egg. Let's make that sane.
We got a question in there as well about what about Arce, and that came up earlier, but I'm not too sure what that was in reference to. So
What about what? Sorry.
Arce.
Were you being arsey?
No, I think as in Arce.
Oh.
Oh, there it is. There it is. So yeah, obviously, any questions you want to fire at us, because we'll be back obviously next Tuesday at 8 o'clock UK time. Because we should really.
Day isn't next Tuesday.
What day is it next Tuesday?
It's not.
Tuesday.
It's not like.
Not New Year's
Get
Eve
out.
or anything.
Get out
It's
of
not.
here. You are mad.
We will learn what the times are in other, I was about to say languages, and other time zones as well. But yeah, any questions that you have, anything you want to talk to us about, anything you want us to talk about, so any topics you want us to cover, by all means, drop them in the comments, because we check those and put them in there. Obviously, if they're questions that we've already answered in the video, don't ask them.
No, the amount of screenshots Sean and I send each other of, can you answer this question which you've covered in the video, please? Just don't.
It happens all the time,
Yeah.
Obviously, if you're really confused.
Thank you for watching.
Yeah, if you're confused and stuck about something, by all means ask us. But most of the stuff I tend to cover.
Yeah.
Which is great
Come on,
fun.
guys.
But, as always, I thank you very much for watching or listening. Obviously, if you listen to this on podcast, which, it's another new thing. So anyone who's watching this at the moment, we also do this on podcast. And we started doing a few of our game reviews on podcast. Obviously, this whole thing at the moment is very new, and it's currently in a state of growth, which we're, just really, really enjoying. So if you've got any ideas for us, anything you want us to change or switch up, let us know in the comments, because we can take that on board. We're at, I guess, a good stage in the fact that we can change and address things, because we haven't invested into different types of cameras, microphones, setup, or anything else like that yet. And we're not necessarily set in stone in terms of our schedule. So if there's things that you'd like us to do, talk about, live stream, gaming, or anything like that, just let us know, and then we'll try and build that into the schedule. If you like the podcast, again, let us know, or head on over there, and yeah.
Yeah, leave a review. 5 stars for good. That's all we want.
Brilliant, that's it. Liam, eloquent as always.
Thank you, I do try.
So, thank you very much for watching. We will be back
everyone.
next Tuesday. And in the meantime, stay safe, watch all of our videos.
And Merry Christmas.
And
Merry
Merry
Christmas.
Christmas.
We won't see you for Christmas. Merry Christmas, everyone.
You'll probably see, in fact, you probably will see us both again, because we have a Should You Play video coming for the end of the week. But yeah, we won't be live in that. So, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.